Good, good, good. Good to see you, man. Even better
Yeah.
now you're in the room.
Yes.
Trust me. Just giving everyone a
Uh,
bit of background as everyone comes in or whatnot.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing our how do you progress interviews? Yeah. So this
Mm,
is all about building the community, sharing experiences,
yeah.
networking, and sharing aspirations and exploring growth. And I know you're
No,
all about
definitely.
that already,
Definitely.
from when we
Definitely.
link. And bit of background on Solly, I'll let you introduce yourself. But before I even let you do that, like founder of Brixton Soup Kitchen, award winning. You got an award for what you've done in the community. You
Yeah.
keep powering on. You do events. You're very networked within the community. Partners of Always Progress as well.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to have you here with us.
Definitely, man.
Trust me.
Definitely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how are you first and foremost? How are things?
Guys, I'm on live, guys. Guys, I'm on live. Yeah. So yeah. So what? Do you want me to go? How far back do you want me to go?
Well, do go from the get-go, because there probably a lot of young people that will wonder what made you actually want to do what you done, and if you always wanted to do it.
So do you know what? For me, it was I kind of from a very very young age. I remember being going back. I remember being 8, 9 years old,
Mm.
and it was like from from a Caribbean background where when you're going out to play, your parents are saying, make sure you're playing where I can see you.
Yeah,
Do you see
yeah.
what I'm saying? So it was a thing that when we grew up, we automatically just stood to our area. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? It was like the more we grew, it was the more we was just like, do you know what? Let's just stick with the friends who's already here.
Yeah.
Especially on council estates. There's a nursery on the estate, there's shops on the estate, there's school on the estate. So it don't really encourage people to kind of get out. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was more of a thing where we was here, and the more I was kind of getting older, like when I wanted to kind of go to like secondary school, um, I kind of remember I was allowed to go Brixton by myself.
Okay.
So I'm literally going around different parts of Brixton that I've never been before. Because when I'm going Brixton with my mum, it's a different
Mm.
Brixton when you're exploring.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Trust.
saying? So I literally used to kind of like go, oh, let me see what's around there saying. Let me go and
Mm.
see what's over there saying. And that is when I was kind of exposed. When I was kind of exposed to homelessness, is when I was just like,
Okay.
there's quite a lot of people sleeping on the floor.
Mm.
Back in the days, a lot of people might not know, but before Argos and all that was there, that was literally a tunnel from where the back of Argos is, but will bring
Yeah.
you straight into the underground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
I
see
know
what I
what
mean?
you're talking about then. Anyway.
There used to be like sewing shops. There used to be shops where people could buy bus passes, things like that, and in that tunnel was open 24/7. So a lot of people used to sleep rough there,
Mm.
and I was like, so they're literally not going home. They're gonna
Yeah.
be, they're not gonna get to have a hot shower. They're not gonna watch EastEnders, you know.
Mm.
And I literally couldn't fathom me knowing that I can go home, get a cooked food, play PlayStation if I wanted
Yeah.
to, go toilet if I wanted to, have a hot shower when I wanted to, when there
Mm.
who couldn't do that.
We're there. And
Yeah,
and that was hard to digest. You didn't
it was
understand.
super hard for me to digest. So I was like, mum, like, what is that? Like, why are they sleeping on the floor? My mum
Mm.
was like, homelessness. And from about 8, 9 years old when she told me that, it stuck ever since. I used to thought I was crazy, yeah. I used to I used to see people's toys when it was raining, yeah.
Mm.
Please don't judge me. Please no one judge. I used to like walk out and then see somebody's toy on the floor. So it could be like an action man. It would just be on the
Yeah.
floor, yeah. I used to take the Action Man and take it home and pull it under the covers.
Okay. So
Because
you
I was thinking in my head, like, if I can't save them and I can't bring them home and put them under the covers and make them, if I'm seeing loose toys on the floor of just loosely like in my
yeah.
state, I'm kind of taking it and I'm like, my mum used to be like, where you getting all these toys from? And I'm like, mum, like, I would rather the toys be in here where it's warm, you know, they can get
Yeah.
clothes. You see
It's
what I'm
almost
saying?
a thing like you want to do what you could. You thought, maybe because how old was you then at this time?
I was literally about 9, probably going on 10.
Yeah, so you couldn't house anybody, but you could look after things. So you wanted to put something to action, it seemed.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
literally no one ever knew I was doing that. So I was thinking that was quite weird of me doing that, picking up people's things and literally just having it in my house, yeah. So when I kind of got a bit older, that's when I kind of realized, you know, I'm not really like everybody else. So while everybody's in school reading and writing, me and my twin brother, we literally couldn't read or write.
Mm.
What I'm saying, so I found it very hard to kind of understand what the teachers were saying.
Do you know why you
So,
talk on that challenge there? How did you find like embarking on a kind of skipping a little bit, like going towards like building a charity or whatnot and having dyslexia? What made you feel, in a sense, brave enough as well? Because I'm dyslexic myself and I know some challenges make you feel a
yeah.
bit like I can't, you know?
Do you know what? Do you know what it was for me? Was realizing. I remember when I was about 14, I went into my youth club,
Mm.
and I was a person that would look at somebody do something. So I learned to drive just by looking at my dad's pedals.
Okay.
So
You're a
I'm just looking
visual learner. See, okay.
at, okay. So when I actually done it, it worked. So when I went into my youth club, um, I heard my youth workers blagging to Alton Towers to get free tickets.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So I went home. Remember, we didn't have internet these days. So
Mm.
we had yellow pages. So I'm going through the yellow pages and I'm like looking for Alton Towers. I'm calling Alton Towers and I'm saying, hello, my name is Solomon Smith. I'm calling from the Brixton Youth Club. Just phoning just to say if there's any way you can donate maybe 50 tickets to a lot of disadvantaged young people who will never experience going to Alton Towers.
Yeah.
And they was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, how did I do that?
Mm.
How am I going to get to Alton Towers? Now, remember, I'm dyslexic in it, so I'm thinking coach is spelt with a K. So
Yeah.
I'm going through the yellow pages, looking for K. Couldn't find coach. So back in the days, there used to be a lot of trips in and out of Brixton. So a lot of coach trips. So I literally wait outside Brixton, saw a coach, and that's when I realized coach was spelled with a C. Literally took the number, and I was just like, oh, we've been donated 50 tickets. Is there any way you can donate us a coach to kind of get there and back? And they was like, yeah. Remember, I'm 14 years old. I don't know how to
Wow.
read all right.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when I actually got to Alton Towers, and a lot of people was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm here. It felt like they was in Disneyland.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're thinking this is something we will never ever be able to experience.
Mm.
And you've been able to get us out of Brixton and get us into Alton Towers.
Yeah.
And that's
That.
when it hit me. That's when I was like, rah, like, I can't read, I can't write, but I was able to create this.
Mm.
And that's when it stuck with me, when I was like, do you know what? I might not be able to be articulate. I might not be able to be very good on paper, but if you just go and do it, it would happen. You
Yeah.
know, and that's how I was able to, you know, go university. So I went university with no GCSEs, but I had a lot of experience. So I and that was the first time I was ever diagnosed with dyslexia.
Okay.
And then when they diagnosed me with dyslexia, they said your dyslexia level so high, we don't know if you're going to be able to finish the course. However, there's a lot of help we could give. So they gave me a laptop, they gave me something to read books,
Good.
they gave me a dictaphone, and literally that is how I use my life till today. So I might not be able to read a book, but I'm with somebody who can read.
Yeah. So you've
I'm
got
not,
support.
yeah. So it's always just about having the additional support where, you know, even when emails come in, I'm like, Mike, I beg you read this, please. I beg you say what I'm saying to you, but write it in a nice way so they can understand.
Yeah, I've got to
See
ask
what
you
I'm
something
saying?
about that. But I got another comment. All right, got that was special. There, what you've created and done to help people. Well done. You got inspiring. And then also to everyone else, if there's any questions or anything you want to throw up, please do. Yeah, because we've got a chance now to ask questions and all the rest of it. So please let the messages come in, and we'll address them as they come. Yeah, as you were saying, in regards to emails and stuff,
Yeah.
what was it like asking people for help? Because there's a lot of in what you do. It's very brave, you know. Because
I've never been. For me, I was never embarrassed. I was embarrassed when I was probably like in year 5, year 6. My life in school, me and my twin, the best thing for us to do was to be kicked out of class. So
okay,
if the teacher would be like, Solomon, could you come up to the front and read this? I'll flip a table.
okay,
So I can get kicked out. Do you see what I'm saying? And then a lot of my friends, I was quite lucky to be quite popular. So I've always been the type of guy to use my popularity for good. So, you know, if I see one of my white brethren getting bullied, I just see any white guys in my school. Because my school, I went Kingsdale, so
okay.
it was like more black than white kids. So I hated bullies, innit? So when I see someone getting bullied, I'm like, right, are you bullying my cousin? So
Yeah. That would be a hard one to justify, but
yeah.
but still, yeah.
So I've always kind of been like, always used my power. I would always say for good. Do you know what I mean? So when I kind of went into school, I was quite popular where a lot of people was always helping me. And then I would always so for me to even get entered in my GCSEs, I had my friends do my coursework for me.
Okay.
So that's how I got entered for all of my GCSEs. But then at the same time, I'm doing my GCSEs by myself. When I do my GCSEs by myself, I failed miserably. You know, I got E's. I think my highest was an E.
Okay. How did you feel about that?
You know what? I was pissed. I was like, and I was more pissed knowing I was gonna fail, but I didn't get the support.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying the only way I got entered was because of all of my friends in my class said, Solomon, you're going to do your GCSEs. Because I already quit. I was like, guys, there's no point in me being here because the school is, no one's not picking up. They're just saying I'm being disruptive. And everyone in my class was like, no, we're teaming together. We're going to do all the coursework for you and we're going to get you entered. What was amazing. Now, I'm on the desk by myself where I get no support. And now it shows from the support that I didn't get, I literally failed miserably. So I was more angry at the school system knowing that there was no way, you know, like they say, so like they say, for someone who's got learning difficulties, we're going to give you extra time. And I'm saying, what are you giving us extra time for? You're giving us extra time to just sit around.
to have a meltdown in the extra time.
Extra time is not doing nothing but giving us more time to be pissed off.
All right, I'm aware we've got a question here. Let me get to this question quick. What university did you go to? I find that there's way more support with dyslexia university than in secondary school.
100%. I got 0 in secondary school. But when I went to university, my life changed. Like, I mean, they gave me literally about £20,000 worth of equipment. I'm talking laptop, they gave me internet, dictaphone. I had somebody coming in and take my, they took down notes. They helped me with my essays. They helped me with my dissertation. Remember, I didn't experience, because I left school with no GCSEs, I've never, ever experienced college. I don't know what college life is like. And for me, because I don't know what college life is like, I done a lot of things back in the days called training courses. So we went, so we was getting like £50 a week, you know, just to do some course, but for us it was £50 a week, innit? Do you see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I done that, and then I kind of done youth work, done a lot of stuff on my estate, working for the council. So I built up. So I got bronze. No, I got gold on my Duke of Edinburgh awards, and then from Edinburgh awards is what allowed me to get onto university. So I
Okay.
could say a massive thank you to the Duke of Edinburgh. Literally,
Yeah.
that award was it literally changed my life.
Wow.
Literally changed my life because
It's good to know when it works, you know.
it proper works. Like things I've never been able. Because remember, again, I'm from a council estate in Brixton. You know, we was able to go to residentials, what I've never done and seen before. We was able to learn how to kind of speak with corporates, to speak with companies. Remember, a lot of these things, what I'm doing now, is from a lot of the stuff that I experienced working with the exit program, youth council. That's everything that I've learned. Do you see what I'm saying?
With that said, bringing that on to let me read this comment before I ask. Anyway, it says coming from your start to where you are now, what advice would you give to someone who may lack confidence due to not being able to do things like you're doing?
I would say the confidence has to come within, because what I've come to realize, you know, secretly, on a secret note, we don't need GCSEs. I had never had anyone come to me and be like, what's your grades for your GCSEs? Never. But however, I'm still teaching good practice. So I say to my kids, work very hard, very good in school, and get good grades. Do you see what I'm saying? But when it comes to the confidence, it has to be the confidence of you knowing what you want and being able to speak to the right people. And once you get to speak to the right people and knowing how to conduct yourself, you don't have to worry on, you know, you might slur your words. You know, you've got 24 hours in a day. Knowing to prep yourself. You know, knowing
Preparation.
You know, a lot of people think, you know, someone's gonna it's just gonna jump on my lap and I'm gonna be prepped. No, it don't work like that. You know, when I had to learn to speak to corporates, like I remember when I got a call from Nando's, I'm thinking, oh my God, like, how do I speak to them? But because I was able to kind of prep myself the day before, is what helped to boost my confidence. You know, and people have to understand it's your confidence. You know, when they're speaking to you, they're nervous as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's both
and
ways.
a lot of
Yeah.
people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And even the thing is, even when you said earlier about the you saying that when you went for your GCSE, no, it wasn't the GCSE point, but you didn't receive a certain amount of support that you needed. But when you saw your results, you didn't see it as a reflection of you. You saw it as a reflection of where's my support?
Of them. It was
You
a
know?
failure of them, because I'm thinking, you already know from me being in year 7. Remember, when I was with me and my twin was in year 8, we had a reading level of an 8-year-old in year 8. So, and I didn't understand why they did not pick up on that. They just said, you know, your reading level is quite young. I'm like, I can't read. You're writing stuff on the board, and all I'm doing is copying it on the paper. I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's been my life I remember from 1991. I remember it was the 1st of September, 1991, and that's when the teacher wrote her name on the board, and she said, "Hi, my name is Miss Griffin," and she said her name while I knew her name was Miss Griffin. But when she wrote it on the board, I said, "That don't say Miss Griffin."
Yeah.
But everyone else is saying, "That says Miss Griffin." And I looked at my twin and I said, "Does that say Miss Griffin?" He says, "That does not say Miss Griffin." But then at the same time, when we went home, our younger brother was fluent at reading. So I thought maybe the reading thing didn't come to us as yet. It might come to us when we wake up. We woke up the next day, it didn't come to us. I'm now 35 and it still hasn't come to me.
Yeah. But as a young, you, like when you was in primary school or whatnot, or even like the first bits of secondary school when you was in year 8, how frustrating was it to speak to someone and try and explain to them that you don't get it?
it was so frustrating where we was just like, we get a better reaction when we act bad. When
Yeah.
we act bad, we didn't care. Remember, you got to remember, you see, for someone like us, yeah, like our generation, we're more scared of our parents than we're scared of police.
Yeah.
I would rather get nicked than go home and get a beating.
True.
My heart is beating out of my chest when I know that the teacher's written something to my mum. But when the teacher's saying, Solomon, David, go to the head teacher's office, we're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
then if they say we're gonna tell your mum, we're like, no, we're sorry. So we're just thinking, well, right, if you are not gonna listen to us about us saying that we need help, we're better off just saying we might as well just be rude then. We might as
Yeah.
well just go and get. We might as well go and get. You know the fish keys, what used to be on the teacher's key, and just turn off the light.
Yeah.
We might as well just do that
Yeah.
because for my whole life you're not gonna listen to me. You know, I went into year 10 where you're picking your. These are the time when you're picking your subjects, and I'm picking the subjects, and I picked everything that I enjoy. So I done like DT, design tech, food tech, science, because I can ramp and I can more play with things.
Okay. So you knew how you learned.
Yeah, so I always knew I was very good at I was good at talking, but when they say Solomon, that was brilliant, put that on paper, they're gonna be Solomon, that was trash. Do you see what I'm saying? When I used to go for
Yeah.
job interviews, I used to be so straight up. I was like, do not judge me on the interview. I am nervous, I'm dyslexic, and I can't read all right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna judge me on that, we might as well finish it. We might as well done the interview from now. But
Yeah. So that.
on the work I can provide is gonna be immense. But on the interview, I'm not good at interviews.
Yeah. So that inner confidence done. It worked a lot for you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
read. You got another one. I was sent at the back of the classroom because I had dyslexia. You see, it's a lot of people don't get the attention that they
Trust.
should, or the support that they should.
Yeah,
You know.
trust.
So as well as confidence, 'cause I'm wary of time as well. As well as confidence, what else would you say were key things that helped you on your journey? If you could name one or two other qualities.
I was saying, just knowing what I wanted.
Okay.
I think because I'm dyslexic, I'm very good at, I used to do it and I didn't know what it was called. I used to do a lot of, I used to have like a vision board.
Okay.
So, a lot of the things that I've kind of achieved in my life, I was doing it before I even knew it was called a vision board. You see
Okay.
what I'm saying? So I would literally have, a car. So I would be like, oh, this car, I want to aim to get that car. And then I'll literally aim to get the car. And I didn't know I was getting bigger. But I still
Yeah.
know I needed to get the car. I couldn't even fit in the car. So
But
when I
you
got in
knew.
the car, so when I actually bought the car, I sold the car because I was like, least that I aimed and I got it.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've literally done that all my life.
You.
Even when I finished university, so I was able to finish university, and that was one of the highest achievements I've ever achieved in my life. Able to have the cat and gown and to have, to throw the hat in the air and all of that. Like that was
Yeah.
the highest achievement of my life, and I've never worked from doing my main strength is youth work. And one of the main reasons why I went to university was to just to get a pay rise, really, because there's going for a lot of restructure, and the people who was getting kept was people who had degrees. And I
Okay.
was just like, there was something in me what was just like, I want to set up my own homeless charity. Like I really, really, really want to set up my own homeless charity. So the day I handed in my dissertation was the day I kind of started the soup kitchen. And again, it was just being brave. So the next
Yeah.
key is definitely being brave. Like, like 80% of people don't achieve what they want to achieve because they're scared of the outcome, and
Wow.
they're scared of the bad outcome.
Yeah,
You know,
I like that.
a lot of people say, "Oh my God, I want to start up a business," you know. But what happens if it busts? What happens if it fails? And that's why people don't do it. I was like, do you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't have no business plan. I ain't got no project plan. I'm just going to people saying, I want to help the homeless.
Wow.
And then people was like, yeah, that would be good. And literally, it picked up ever since. So from like 2012, when I was first talking about setting up a soup kitchen, you know, I didn't know nothing about project plan, policies, procedures. I just knew just to do the work.
Yeah.
So when I just done the work, I literally stole a logo offline, put Brixton Soup Kitchen on there, and started working. And
Wow.
that's when obviously I've always known Hashi because we've done youth work for Lambeth, and Hashi was like, "Are you registered? Is the name registered?" And I was like, "No." And again, that is because of my dyslexia. I'm more practical.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? I'm very practical where I can get the job done. But because of my dyslexia, it makes my backyard look nasty. And I need the help who people can help me. Maybe, guys, you might need to do some policies, you might need to do some insurance, you need to do this and you need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, that is the help that I've always had need with.
Yeah, and I guess the social aspect, the social strengths that you do have, kind of
Yeah,
help compensate for that as well, because
yeah,
you're brave and you're confident enough to ask.
yeah,
So that's a lot
yeah,
of key gems, being brave and confident,
yeah.
knowing what you want, that
Mm-hmm,
vision, and
mm-hmm.
knowing how you work, knowing that, all right, cool, I might not be good at this way, but give me this,
Yeah,
watch,
yeah,
like the thing.
yeah,
I've got a
yeah.
few questions. All right. If you big up yourself, Solly, everyone at Brixton Soup Kitchen. Yes, enough
Jeez.
love. And what advice would you give to new entrepreneurs embarking on social projects?
The best advice I would give is just kind of just know the market. You know, a lot of people will do projects where the project is literally right next door to them. You know,
Ah,
and
okay.
you know you don't want to set up a football group if there's a football group right next door to you. Do you see what I'm saying? So just kind of just see just where the gaps are in the market. You know, it's just like business. You have to see where the gaps are. How you know, if it's going to be a social, how could it benefit the community, but also how
Yeah.
can people in the community? You know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Seeing the
people.
need.
Yeah. Just checking what the needs are, you know, and just, you know, don't be too afraid to speak to the community. If you want to be a community worker, you have to speak to the community to say, is this something what might be needed around here?
Yeah.
Do you see
So
what
being
I'm saying?
connected with the community.
100%. 100%.
That's real. Whenever,
Mm.
what do we have here? I've come a long way from being dyslexic. I now work in a nursery, and before I was made redundant, I was a room leader in a nursery, and now I have got another job in early years. So it's weird, because even me, as a dyslexic as well, it's funny how a lot of people that struggle with dyslexia, I
Yeah.
find, end up in places where they're actually teaching others, or supporting others or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
it means as well they're covering the support that maybe they might have missed at points
Yeah.
in their life,
Yeah.
which you you
Yeah.
you show how valuable that is with
No,
everything that you've
definitely.
achieved, you know, differently. Yeah, but sorry, that kind of rounds us up still.
Yeah.
But boy, I got bare gems. Definitely gonna have
No,
to
bless,
have
man.
to,
Bless.
you know, catch up again. But blessings having you. You'll
More
connect
than
again. I
welcome.
hope everyone caught enough gems from that.
Most def. Most
And
def.
yeah, we'll link again. I love what you're doing in the community, man. You know
Thank you,
already.
man. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. All right then, man. Guys, man, thank you lot very much. You know, if there's anyone who might need our service, um, please hit us up on the Instagram or on the socials. And you know, if there's anybody, I'm an advocate, you know, for all the dyslexics out there. Hit me up. I'm a main, you know, just to show you that, you know, we've struggled through school and we're able to get through the other side. You know,
Mm,
please hit me up, man, and let's do something, man.
that means a lot.